If you have a small account and you want to win big, listen to this very carefully. Let me tell you something that took me years to understand, and once I got it, it changed everything for me. Most traders believe that success in trading comes from finding the right setup, mastering the perfect pattern, or learning some secret technique that the pros know. But that's not where real success comes from. Success in trading comes from understanding your own mind, and more specifically, understanding how position size affects your ability to think clearly. I spent decades working with all kinds of traders, successful ones, struggling ones, brilliant ones who failed, and average ones who succeeded. And I noticed one thing that was always consistent. The traders who survived were not necessarily the smartest. They weren't the ones with the most complex systems. They were the ones who understood the relationship between risk and psychological clarity.
Let me explain what I mean. When you first start trading, you bring certain beliefs with you. Beliefs about what success looks like. In most areas of life, bigger is better. More effort equals more results. Hard work should pay off. These beliefs are deeply wired into us. So when we come to trading, we naturally assume the same rules apply. We think bigger trades mean we're more committed, more confident, and more serious about making money. A small position makes us feel like we're playing it safe, like we're not really trying. But a big position, that makes us feel powerful, like this trade could actually change our account and change our life.
But here's the problem. The market doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your confidence or how hard you're trying. The market simply moves according to probabilities. Your job is to align yourself with those probabilities, not to prove something, not to make a statement, but to execute your edge over and over again without interference. And that interference comes from emotion. And emotion comes from risk that is too large for your nervous system to handle. Let me describe what happens inside your mind when you put on a trade that's too big for you. At first, you might feel excited, but then the market moves against you slightly, and suddenly something shifts. Your breathing changes. Your focus narrows. Every tick becomes personal. Every candle feels like it's saying something about you. This is no longer trading. This is survival. Your brain has detected a threat, and when that happens, it stops being rational. It stops following rules. You start having thoughts like, I can't afford to lose this trade, or maybe I should move my stop just a little. These thoughts feel logical, but they're not. They're emotional reactions disguised as logic. Your ability to follow rules is not a discipline problem. It's about whether your nervous system feels safe enough to let you follow the rules. When you're calm, following your rules is easy. But when you're afraid, it becomes almost impossible because fear overrides logic. This is why traders make the same mistakes over and over again. Not because they don't know better, but because they're trading at a size where their brain won't let them do better. The most common mistakes are hesitation, moving stops, cutting winners early, and holding losers too long. All of these come from the same root. The position is simply too large for your mind to handle. Now let me tell you what happens when you trade with a smaller position size, a size that feels almost too small. You become emotionally neutral. The trade stops being personal. You can follow your rules without internal conflict. You let probabilities play out naturally, and consistency finally becomes possible. Trading with small size is not playing it safe. It's actually the most professional thing you can do. It's how you remove your ego from the game and give your edge the best chance to work. Trade small, win big. Mark Douglas, in his book Trading in the Zone, emphasizes that trading is 80% psychological and only 20% mechanical. He argues that most traders fail not because of bad strategies, but because they can't control their emotions. Fear, greed, and revenge trading destroy their accounts. For example, Douglas explains how the fear of missing out makes traders chase the market, entering trades at the worst possible prices. He says the market doesn't care about your feelings, so you must develop a probabilistic mindset, accepting that any single trade can lose, but your edge works over many trades. He also stresses the importance of having a written trading plan and sticking to it no matter what. Without rules and emotional discipline, even the best technical analysis becomes useless. One of the most powerful ideas from Mark Douglas is the concept of thinking in probabilities. He says that once you truly accept that every trade has an uncertain outcome, you stop feeling pain from losses. Losses become just part of the process, like breathing. Nothing personal. This mental shift is what separates professional traders from amateurs who get emotionally wrecked by every red candle. Another key point Douglas makes is about self-sabotage. Many traders have deep-seated beliefs that they don't deserve to win big, so they unconsciously cut their winners short or let losers run. He gives the example of a trader who makes $3,000 in a day and then gives it all back because subconsciously they feel guilty about the profit. Until you fix your internal beliefs about money and success, your trading results will stay inconsistent. Douglas also talks about the importance of being completely present in the moment. He says the moment you start hoping, wishing, or praying for a certain outcome, you've already lost your edge. The market doesn't respond to your desires, only to supply and demand. Traders who stay objective and follow their rules without emotional attachment are the ones who survive long-term. Finally, he stresses that discipline is not something you force. It's something that comes naturally once you completely accept the risks of trading. When you genuinely believe that anything can happen on any given trade, you no longer need to fight yourself to stay disciplined. That effortless discipline is what creates consistent results. In the end, trading is not about being right on every trade or proving how bold you are. It's about surviving long enough for your edge to play out. The traders who make it are the ones who respect their psychology first. They size their positions so their minds stay clear, their rules stay intact, and their emotions don't take control. They understand that consistency beats brilliance, and emotional neutrality beats everything else. Master your mind, master your size, and the market will eventually reward you. Trade small, win big.